I've played lots of CRPGs. In fact, I wrote the book on it. The question remains, who is the King of Dragons? Well, perhaps the answer is not in the player's handbook or the Dungeon Master's Guide or even Dungeons and Desktops, but rather an awesome 1991 side-scrolling beat-em-up RPG light hybrid, if you will, called The King of Dragons. Does D&D in the arcades make sense? Well, of course it does. We've already talked about Dungeons & Dragons, Tower of Doom, Shadow over Mystara, a lot of precursors. It's a pretty popular idea to blend the beat-em-up side-scrolling genre with a few little RPG mechanics to make them even more addictive and quarter-munching. This one lets you play with up to 3 players, or you and 2 buddies. You can pump those quarters in through 16 stages before testing your mettle against the evil red dragon Gildiss. Yes. Now you have a choice of 5 classes, which are more or less what you'd expect: fighter, cleric, elf, wizard, and dwarf. But here the cleric is just a guy with a big stick. You can't heal or turn undead, but you're keeping it simple. Speaking of simple, what are those RPG elements? Well, you gain experience and level up, and the cool part of that is you not only get better stats, but visually improve. Your armor and weapons just look more and more awesome the more you play this, which is a pretty cool idea. And it also has a really sweet soundtrack by Yoko Shimomura, which you have experienced, which you can hear in the background here. Now, this game came out a few years before that Tower of Doom and Shadow of Mystara that we talked about. It doesn't have the all-important D&D license, if you think that's all-important, but it's only 99 cents right now, thanks to the Steam sales. So go ahead and pick this up. I think you'll agree it's worth $1. I mean, that's only 4 credits back in 1991. But if you want to spring for the arcade machine, wow, wouldn't this thing look fabulous sitting in your game room? What a sweet arcade cabinet it is. Well, did you play this back in the 90s? And do you have fond memories of it? Maybe you play it with your family today. It looks like a great game to get your kids around, or maybe even your significant other, if you have one of those, considering you're watching this video. But hey, what do you think about this genre? Do you like this better than the other D&D-centric arcade machines we've been talking about? Let me know. But I'll stop it here, because I want to get back to some King of Dragons, because I will be the king! And thanks to the Steam version, I can just keep pumping in quarters until I get the crown.